Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for May 21st, 2019. This is the show where I give you a quick look at some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below, I'll put a link to each story. You can read about them for yourself, come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV, but still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, let's dive into it. A lot of news happening in the world of cord cutting. But first, a quick deal. The Fire TV Cube is still on sale if you are a Prime member for $69.99. This is a huge price cut for them, and typically it's a lot more than that. So if you are an Amazon Prime member, highly recommend you check out that deal down in the show notes. Not sure when this will end. I'm kind of surprised it's still going on, but it's only available to Amazon Prime members. The Fire TV Cube may not be powerful as the Fire TV Stick 4K, but it does include an Echo Dot built into it for completely hands-free voice control with it. And of course, all the features you expect from an Echo Dot. So check it out. If you don't want an Echo Dot, that's not interesting. The Fire TV 4K Stick, last I checked, was still on sale. Could end at any moment, and it's a lot cheaper at $49.99. Link in the show notes. Real quick, let's jump into the news. First story of the day, we've talked about SpaceX's ambitions to launch a worldwide network of low Earth orbit, much lower than any of the other Airnet satellites currently working. Network of satellites to offer home Airnet service. Now, they've announced that sometime this week they'll be launching 60 more satellites to test out this network. It had originally been planned for last week. Due to some delays, they moved it back a week just to be sure they got everything off correctly. And this raised the question when they'll be ready. There have been talk they expect a full scale aggressive launch of these satellites later this year. And now we've learned that they intend to start selling high-speed Airnet from space sometime in 2019 or 2020. Now, this probably will not be worldwide, may not even be the entire United States, but that's the target date for them to start building out this network. The goal is to have a worldwide network by 2024. So that's the goal, to continue to roll out, 2027, to continue to roll out these networks slowly. And they predict that they'll be able to continue to up the level of satellite launches as time goes on. But from the sounds of it, this is just the sounds, they intend to launch in the Northern American area first, probably because they think they can make a profit off of that quicker, use that profit from Northern America to continue to build out the network into other areas. This is very exciting. Of course, it will revolutionize home Internet, one more way to compete with the traditional cable and DSL providers. But it'll also compete with cell phone providers. AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint kind of have a bottleneck in the United States. Even with a lot of the smaller ones, I know there's a few not in that big four, but even with a lot of the smaller resellers, they're just rebranding T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint. So, the ability to say, hey, I got an option to get data from space, I don't necessarily need to get my hotspot from Verizon or T-Mobile, is a great option. If you do a lot of business, you travel, you're outdoors. If you're a camper, you do camping a lot, this is really great news. This is very revolutionary for rural America, this may offer them real Internet options. They say that these satellites are so much lower, the latency will be a lot better, the capacity will be a lot better, and the speed will be a lot better than current satellite Internet. Satellite Internet right now is in very, very high orbit. These are in very low Earth orbit, meant to handle that kind of coverage. So I'm very interested to see what happens with this. My question is, would you sign up for it? Would you be interested if the price is competitive? Are you not? Leave me a comment, let me know. I'll love to hear from you. Next story of the day is CBS News. It was one of the first major news groups to go all free streaming online with their CBS News 24/7 streaming. It seems to be paying off for them. They report now that they have 1 million average daily streams watching their free CBS News service every day. This has not gone unnoticed in the industry. Of course, we see ABC following in their steps. We have seen NBC announce plans this year to launch a free ad-supported streaming news service. Newsnet, an independent one, has joined in, and others have talked about it too. Seems like news is increasingly moving to be a free ad-supported service on TV. In the past, if you wanted 24/7 news, it meant getting a cable or a satellite TV subscription, watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox, etc. Now you have the ability to say, hey, I want 24-hour news, but I don't want to pay for it. I'd love to hear from you what you use for your free ad-supported news. What's your favorite news service out there? Leave me a comment. Maybe some people will find something they didn't know about. If you watch my videos of what to check out in the world of apps on the Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku, you know I often talk about making sure you have a news service on there, of one of the free ones at least. Even if you don't watch it a lot, it's really great. Maybe it's a presidential election happening you want to hear something about. Maybe there's a big natural disaster happening, massive news event, not political in nature, that you may just say, hey, I really quickly want to see what's happening. So I always recommend keeping that there. Maybe it's your local news, because local news has really dived into streaming also, especially seeing the success of major markets. Even small ones now offer streaming free online through Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, on your phone, on your computer, and other places. So leave me a comment. Do you have a favorite news service that's 100% free? I'd love to hear from you. Next story. Speaking of the growth of streaming, ESPN Plus will offer 24,000 live events this year on their subscription service, most of them not available anywhere else. A few weeks ago, when all the news was coming out about Hulu and Disney Plus coming, they did talk about ESPN Plus. It got kind of lost in the mix as everybody was running out to say, hey, Disney now owns Hulu, they're doing this with it, Disney Plus is coming. Well, ESPN Plus, it made some news too, with 24,000 sporting events this year, including a new partnership with the Big 12 conference that will include a lot more Big 12 sports that wouldn't have been aired on TV otherwise, at least not on ESPN. And they will have a ton of content there. So really, ESPN Plus has come a long ways. I will always argue this isn't really a service targeting cord cutters. It's more targeting sports fans. And I always get a lot of pushback on that when I say that. But there's nothing on the ESPN Plus that replaces a cable subscription. This service equally targets cable subscribers along with cord cutters, because it goes out there and says, hey, we have a ton of sporting content here that many Americans do not have access to, but for $5.99 you can watch it and get even more sports not available on ESPN 1, 2, U, News, etc. So it is a good option for dedicated sports fans, but you're not going to find what's on ESPN, for example, on ESPN Plus. Disney has kind of hinted maybe someday down the road they'll go that direction, but for now they are not. Do you use ESPN Plus? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you think of the service. All right, Roku will reportedly top $632.9 million in ad revenue next year. The research group eMarketer, who does a really good job tracking ad sales at different platforms, has pointed to Roku as one of the more successful ad platforms on TVs, and they expect the ad revenue to grow from their prediction of $433 million this year to $632.9 million next year. Roku has recently reported a staggering growth in ad sales. Over half of their revenue now comes from ad sales and subscriptions, and Roku is really pointing to that as the future of their business. You see that with the Roku channel and all the other things they're doing to really push ads. Most of the ads you see on Roku, and even on some other platforms, that happen like in the middle of a commercial break on a free app or before a movie or TV show plays, often are actually served to you by Roku. For all their profits in making streaming players, they're really making them cheap because they want you to view ads to them. The more you stream, the more money Roku makes. So let me know, what do you think of Roku's move? Are you enjoying all the ad-free or ad-supported content that's free on your Roku? It really seems like that is becoming the future of streaming in a lot of areas, especially with Roku. All right, last story of the day, and this is the one I really want to hear from you on. PlayStation Vue is reportedly the most has the most satisfied subscribers out there, with, quote, 78% of their subscribers being satisfied, but they're not really leading by that much. According to reports, Hulu has a 76% satisfaction. YouTube, which did not break out YouTube TV and Hulu TV from the two services, has a 75% satisfaction. Sling TV has a 74% satisfaction, and DirecTV Now has a 69% satisfaction. Now, this is far higher than any of the other cable subscribers or equal to it. Uverse TV was reportedly the traditional pay TV service with the highest satisfaction, and that came in at 69%. Overall, though, only 62% of cable subscribers are satisfied. So keep a close eye on that. Now, when looking at all of streaming, including on-demand services, Netflix, of course, was the most satisfied one with just a little bit. I believe it was 79%, if I'm remembering the story correctly, just above PlayStation View. But we're going to look at the on-demand services here, and this raises the question to you. How satisfied are you? Unfortunately, things like Fubo TV and Philo were not included in the release I received in the copy of the data they sent out to press. I do have a link to the full study in our story if you want to read what they published publicly. But this is a very telling move that streaming, for all people complaining about it, has a much higher satisfaction rate than traditional paid TV. Of course, some of that may be because you're not paying as much, may have a factor, but it does seem from a lot of people that they enjoy the experience of streaming TV far better than traditional cable TV. They like the features, they like the customer service, they like the overall experience. My question to you is, are you satisfied? What service do you use? Are you satisfied with it? Which one have you used in the past? Were you not satisfied? And more importantly, if you did have a traditional pay TV subscription in the past, are you happier now than when you had Comcast or Spectrum or DirecTV or Dish? I'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment, let us know. Check out this story though. But I'm very interested in if this report from the American Consumer Satisfaction Index lines up with your experience as a cord cutter streamer when looking at live TV streaming. So that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you're all staying healthy and having a beautiful Tuesday here. We will be back tomorrow with another cord cutting today and a cord cutting Q&A tomorrow night. We also posted a video yesterday. If you click on our channel, look at the recent videos with 5 pro tips for Roku owners. We take a look at 5 features that I'm surprised how many people don't know about and don't take advantage of. So check them out. Link in the, I'll put a, just click on our channel name, hit the subscribe button, and then click on the recent videos to find that. And I'll put a link to all the stories we talked about today in the show notes down below. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I really appreciate your support.